What's up, everybody, and welcome to the WrestleMania 32 review. And we have a lot to speak on WrestleMania tonight, which was a very questionable, had its moments, and some that just didn't make sense show. It had some good parts, but there was a lot of bad to it also. Most of what to talk about tonight was the questionable booking. But we're going to start off from the pre-show as Kalisto went against Ryback for the United States Championship, which wasn't really much, in all honesty, since, the crowd was kind of coming in anyways. And I just find it funny that some of this just doesn't make sense. When you do a pre-show, does there really need to be commercials during a match? No, it makes no sense. Pretty much Kalisto was going to really win and begin with against Ryback. Ryback had no chance. Kalisto hit the Salida del Sol to win the match. Like, it's almost like fuck Ryback in the beginning. Why was he even on a WrestleMania match? Like, no one was really interested to see this match to begin with. But as long as the face went over and, got the crowd reacted, it was good. Team Total Divas of Brie Bella, Eva Marie Page, Natalya, and Alicia Fox against Team Bad and Blonde. Naomi, Tamina, Lana, Summer Rae, and Emma. Paige was pretty over in this match. This match wasn't much to say either. I'm surprised it didn't come out separately so Eva Marie could get the living, but Jesus booed out of her. That would have been great to see if she got booed out of the building. But, I guess Brie was able to get the win over Naomi, and then Nikki Bella came out as they all celebrated. So that was pretty much her last night really in the company in it. And I guess so she was going to really retire anyways after Monday Night's Raw because of Daniel Bryan. Some illnesses came down, which I feel like is depression now because he canceled a whole bunch of events. So it's probably depression. That match was just like whatever. Nobody really cared. Every time Eva Marie got in the ring, she was booed heavily. So fuck Eva Marie. Moving on, Lita. I guess I'll say this since this was the pre-show. She presented the new Women's Championship, which really looks like the WWE title with just white. It reminds me of the Knockouts title from Impact. So it's not much to say about it, really. I'll give it that. But it's an alright title. It just looks like the WWE title, though. So I'm not really on the whole, design, but at least it's now called the Women's Championship, and and hopefully the Divas name goes away. The Usos went against the Dudleys, which the match ended very flat. Wasn't really even that good. It just was a regular super kick to Devon. And then the fans booed at them at the Usos because they pretty much put the Dudleys through a table after the Dudleys looked like they were going to put them through a table, and they went through a table then. Then Rich really now began for WrestleMania, which really began now. First kicking off with the 7-man Intercontinental title ladder match. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn versus Dolph Ziggler versus Zack Ryder versus Sin Cara versus Miz versus Stardust for the Intercontinental Championship. My thoughts on this match: crazy match. I'll give it that. And I thought it was funny and kind of cool that Stardust had like a Dusty Rhodes polka dot ladder come out and did the airplane spin on it like Terry Funk, in honor of his father. And everybody kind of had their like special gear out there tonight. But I think Zayn and Owens really was the biggest thing since both of them was beating the crap out of each other. If I Sin Cara like a Power Ranger out there. And Sami Zayn doing a pretty much a suicide dive through the ladder onto the ropes, like a flip, and then hitting that DDT on Kevin Owens was great. As the fans chant, "This is awesome!" Owens did a frog slash on Zayn. You got Sin Cara jumping out of the ring, going crazy. It was a lot of crazy stuff. When it came to the end, pretty much Zayn hit a big suplex on Owens onto the ladder, which he never moved from, and we thought Sami Zayn was going to get the title, but Miz pushed him off. And then we thought Miz was going to win the title, but surprisingly, and good God, surprisingly, which this really questions bad booking decision number one of the night, Zack Ryder winning the Intercontinental title. I think he was really the least guy to win. This guy hasn't been on TV in 3 years. Mostly done the hype bros in NXT. Has not really gotten over, but he gets a WrestleMania match and wins, and then his dad comes and celebrates it with him. I really question it. And it was a good moment for Ryder, but I felt like the crowd kind of started booing at him too, really. And the crowd looked like they ate up, but they did boo on him. And I thought Owens would have retained, or even Zayn would have took it. Those were the two that would have did it, but I just thought, like, I very questioned it. Next was AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. AJ Styles' first WrestleMania. Pretty much, I guess he looked around how big it was of him being at WrestleMania for the first time. AJ has competed as they said, that AJ's competed all over the world. You know, from New Japan. I think the New Japan arena's been bigger, but I've seen the Tokyo Dome, especially in Wrestle Kingdom. I've seen him compete there. Ring of Honor, TNA. So he's competing. Even WCW was really in a short time, but he has competed in major companies. Most of all of them have been major companies. Pretty much AJ and Chris Jericho. Great match, really, but I don't know what I had to say about this match. This is where my question comes in, the booking decision number 2. And hey, AJ was kind of over, but I think the fans were really shocked. And AJ did hit the Styles Clash, but Jericho was able to kick out of that. And there were dueling chants for AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. But when that 450 was about to come in, we're about to hit a forearm. Pretty much Jericho took the referee, pushed him, hit the code breaker, and pinned AJ Styles. And I sat there, it was like, I didn't expect that to happen. But then when I thought about it, I always was going to keep saying, yeah, you know, AJ's got 2, Jericho has 1, so Jericho's going to get the win, and then there'll be a rubber match between them. But I was really surprised AJ did not go over at WrestleMania. And I'm like, Jericho really went over? I'm really questioning at WrestleMania. At WrestleMania. But then again, I should be smart enough to know this, because we knew Vince wasn't going to let an outsider go over at his show. This is Vince's show. He didn't let Sting go over last year because he had to kill WCW and because he was in TNA. And that was probably another thing for AJ. Probably because he was in Impact. That's 2 guys that had to suffer WrestleMania and lose on their first debut. So I was very surprised when that happened. Zack Ryder was in the back talking about his title, but he kind of started booing at him. The New Day came out in a cereal box dressed in Dragon Ball Z gear, the Saiyan armor, almost like Vegeta. They said since they were saying it's like Vegeta was Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston was Raditz, and Big E was Nappa. I was about to call him the Ginyu Force in a minute, but they came out of cereal and they were over. But pretty much the League of Nations came in, and there wasn't a lot to say about this match. And here's bad booking decision number 3. This match didn't really seem that. This match nobody didn't even care. Nobody cared. The League of Nations went over, and the biggest thing out of this match was the New Day's entrance. But who really wanted to see the League of Nations win? Who cared? Who really cared? Like, it made no sense. I thought, like, come on. This is bad booking decision number 3. The Job Squad beating the League of Nations. I sat there looking at it like, holy crap, is this the best y'all could do? This is the best you could come up with? It made no particular sense. No sense. But then the League of Nations cut a promo. And since they're about to cut a promo, they kept saying, no one can beat us. That no 3 men in history can beat us. Next, Shawn Michaels music hit, which he got a big pop coming out in his ring gear. He came out in. After that, Mick Foley came out and got a big pop. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin's music hit came out in the Dallas 316 t-shirt, and pretty much his pants, and he did his middle fingers. I'm glad they didn't try to block that out. Austin got a big pop. All 3 of them headed to the ring. Pretty much, they all looked at them. The New Day pulled Barrett out of the ringside. After that, pretty much the League of Nations started getting the crap beaten out of them by all the legends. Then Foley hit the Mr. Sacco on Sheamus. Michaels did a sweet chin music on Del Rio, and Austin did a Stone Cold Stunner on Rusev. Then, and pretty much the New Day threw Bear back in the ring. Foley gave him the sock or Cactus Jack. Michaels with a super kick, and then Austin pretty much hit him with a stunner and threw him out of the ring then. And I guess when they were celebrating, New Day came in and they were all, you know, dancing the New Day music. Except for Austin, I guess they looked and he tried to get Austin to dance a little, but pretty much Stone Cold turned around and pretty much dancing. And it's just what Xavier Woods did a spin. Austin did a stunner on him and pretty much did his beer thing and, you know, pretty much doing his ovation and everything, what he does, celebration with the beer and just, you know, drinking all over the place and handing it to everybody. I thought that was pretty much one of the biggest highlights of the night, really. So it was really one of the biggest things out there. It was a good moment, and you know, Austin, everybody went nuts when Austin hit the stunner on people. So we all know that it was crazy when it went like that. It was good. I gave it everything. The crowd loved it. Next was Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose. Street fight. This street fight, Paul came out, pretty much gave the ring introduction, and pretty much throughout the match, I thought Dean Ambrose was really getting the shit kicked out of him. He was able to get the weapons Terry Funk and Mick Foley gave him. He did the chainsaw, but it didn't work. And then he threw chairs in the ring, and there were some kendo stick shots. But pretty much Brock Lesnar hit a total of 13 German suplexes on Dean Ambrose. And, oh my god, he hit 13 of them on him. Pretty much after that, he got the barbed wire baseball bat and put his mouth on it. He said, "Batter up, bitch." He was gonna hit Brock Lesnar, but Brock dodged it, hit another German suplex, and pretty much hit the F5 and won the match. So, where does Dean Ambrose go on from here? Holy crap, this guy just can't win a match. But, like, my god, they have Dean Ambrose lose so many times. You'd think he would have prevailed at WrestleMania, but he didn't. That still didn't happen. I questioned the booking decision on this, but I felt like I knew Brock Lesnar was going to win in the begin with, so I just didn't know what to say about this, really. I'm not very surprised that Brock Lesnar won, but I'm like, where does Dean Ambrose go on from here? He loses so many matches. Like, do they even believe in this guy? Like, you think he prevail at WrestleMania? No, doesn't prevail. Still loses. So I questioned a little bit of that booking tonight. Next was the women's title on the line. So that was next. 10 minutes, please. I'll call right back. I'm on the line. 10 minutes. 10 minutes, I'm on the line. Call back. It's my line. Alright, yeah. We're sorry about an interruption. Women's title was on the line. Pretty much we had Becky Lynch come out, which pretty much had a regular entrance. Snoop Dogg came out with Sasha Banks and someone that sings her theme song. They all came out. Snoop performed the remix, as they had all the class of 2016 Hall of Famers come out there then, as pretty much Sasha had like Eddie Guerrero inspired gear on, which was great. Sasha had the entrance of the night, really. Sasha had pretty much one of the best entrances of the night. And it was great. Like, you brought Snoop to get the remix. Even Charlotte did, coming out with pieces of Ric Flair's robe he wore at WrestleMania 24 in his last WrestleMania match Flair had. So it was great with their entrances. But Becky just got a regular old entrance like it was nothing. And the women's match was great. It was really great women's match. It was probably one of the best matches out of the night for the women's title. As pretty much Flair was able to save Charlotte from Sasha. Pretty much Becky had tapped out to the figure 8. I questioned a little bit of booking decision on this. You think Sasha or Becky would have gotten the win? I really thought Sasha. I thought Sasha was going to win the match. I'm running on Sasha Banks, but I don't know if you question the booking on that. And it looks like the heels were just really winning matches tonight. The night really belonged kind of to the heels in a way. in a way, but it was one of the best matches out of the night. I'll give it that. The women's match is really good, even though I still question the booking at the end of it. Then next was Shane McMahon, and Shane's music pretty much hit the ring and everything. He came out with his kids. They all wore the same T-shirt as he was waiting for the Undertaker. Undertaker pretty much has some lights going on and off, and pretty much the dead man hit the ring. Pretty much fireballs coming out. So Undertaker always has a cool entrance. It's pretty much him and Shane had the match going on, which was very somewhat brutal in a way. From kendo sticks to Undertaker throwing Shane into the cage. Shane using some of that Muay Thai in there, and Taker pretty much getting the steel steps and hitting the Hell's Gate, but it didn't work, and it got turned around into a sharpshooter then. So that was a good transition, I'll give it that. A good transition until they went through the cage then, as Shane unlocked some of the locks of Hell in a Cell. Him and Undertaker pretty much speared Shane McMahon through the cell then as they were on the outside, and thought it was going to put each other through the announce table. But Shane hit a sleeper on the Undertaker, which him and Taker jumped onto the table. Well, Taker jumped on it to put himself through it also, so he could put him through. After that, Shane McMahon took a wrench, pretty much, well, a toolbox, and hit Undertaker in the face with it 2 times onto the table. And then this is where the big giant spot came in. A real big spot. Shane McMahon climbed to the top of the cage. He climbed alright. He went high, and we didn't know if he was going to hit this shot or not, but this is pretty much one of the biggest holy shit chants of the night. Another one of them. Shane jumped off the cage and missed and landed on the table hard, doing an elbow drop. Taker pretty much looked in disbelief as when she picked Shane up, Shane was on his knees doing his hands like, come on. And pretty much Taker carried Shane into the ring as he still said, come on. Taker was like, come on too. Taker pretty much hit the tombstone on Shane McMahon and winning the match. Which, did anybody ever doubt the Undertaker on that winning this match? And like, it's just like, I guess, you know, nothing was really going to change then after that. And we still get heel authority figures. So the match itself was good in a, I guess, logical sense way, but Shane did avoid Taker. Taker did avoid Shane, you know, doing that move off the top of the Hell in a Cell. But, you know, Super Shane was coming out of there at the end. So I'll give it that. He had to jump off the cage, even recover somewhat that quick. Undertaker won. Pretty much Taker looked on behind them. Then and kind of smiled as he headed into the back. And the paramedics came out and helped Shane McMahon, and Shane pretty much did a thumbs up and did it like this, and, you know, doing a peace sign before they carried him away then. So a crazy match, we'll give it that, but who really doubted Undertaker losing? Next was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale match, which Kane got an entrance, Mark Henry, DDP was in it, Big Show was there, even Baron Corbin was in the ring. And Shaquille got his own entrance coming out to Designer's Panda, as Shaquille O'Neal and Big Show had to stare down as Kane tried to come in, but they both chokeslammed Kane. Other wrestlers tried to attack, but they knocked him out. Fandango got in, he was eliminated. Sandow went in and got a big pop. He was eliminated then, as everybody then threw Big Show and Shaquille O'Neal off of it. Tatanka was in this match also. DDP was able to hit a diamond cutter on one of the Ascension members, but he was eliminated himself then. Tatanka then was eliminated, I believe, by I think Corbin or something like that, as he told Tatanka to go back to the WWF. As the Outcasts were pretty much in the ring the longest. Mark Henry and Kane were taking them out, and Corbin. But when it came to the final four, was Corbin, Kane, Darren Young, and Bo Dallas. Baron Corbin won the match, and I question another booking decision of the night. I don't even care if people care that Baron Corbin was in NXT. He just plain sucks. He was never really that great in NXT, and they put him to be that great, but a lot of his matches were not that great, and he's just kind of boring, and I don't know why he won this match. So it is like nobody really never goes away with this Andre the Giant trophy, especially for Cesaro and Big Show that have already won it, so I don't know. The Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders came out as they did a dance for The Rock to come out with a flamethrower and light up a big Rock sign as The Rock came in and did his finally The Rock has come back. And he talked about, there's going to be a lot of Rock babies born. He said this is WrestleMania night. And he pretty much with the millions, like 3 times he did, and millions of The Rock's fans, as he talked about the biggest WrestleMania breaking crowd of over 101,000 people and stuff. But I heard it was more people that have, I heard it was less. I heard The Rock was doing his thing until the Wyatt family came out then. He says, let me introduce myself, Rock, and everything. He said, you represent is a lie, he said. He said, you want to come out here and ruin The Rock's moment? It looked like he just, jump out, eviscerate the Rock's soul and go back to the Cracker Barrel then. Everyone she talked about has Wyatt looks like he got a whole bunch of hot pockets and everything. That's what a giant hot pocket. And he talked about the Wyatt family. Said, your family's related. And this one's been breastfeeding since he was 26. And he said, you got the ability and you got the charisma. And he said, and all these people hold their phones up when you came out. But pretty much The Rock, The Rock kept looking at him, and Wyatt says, I ain't come here to knock down doors. I came here to knock them down. And I said, okay, I see you guys are in for a fight. And pretty much, Bray Wyatt said, you have no idea who you fooling with, my friend. As The Rock said, we're not going to have a WrestleMania fight. We're going to have a WrestleMania match. And The Rock took off his shirt, was pretty much his gear, because it could be you and one of these 2 Duck Dynasty bitches right here. And we'll go right now. The Rock had his wrestling gear on, which The Rock had a match and pretty much won in 6 seconds against Eric Rowan with a rock bottom. Pretty much after the match, then the Wyatts surrounded the ring out. They were going to beat up The Rock. But John Cena came out then. As he was somewhat booed and came out to John Cena sucks. Pretty much they hit their signatures and finishers on the Wyatt family from a rock bottom to a people's elbow and a 5-knuckle shuffle to an FU. Pretty much in the people's elbow on Bray Wyatt, man, and pretty much he told John Cena, welcome back. And then if you smell what The Rock is cooking. So that was pretty much one of the big highlights of the night, was The Rock and John Cena pretty much taking out the Wyatt family, which WrestleMania has been going, was very long, almost a 4.5-hour show. As then we got to Triple H's entrance, who came out into some like zombie guys with WWE titles. As Stephanie was dressed like with the Xena the Warrior Princess of China, something talking about you guys are all pretty much saying like your lives are meaningless and stuff. You will bow down to the king that is Triple H and everything, and introduced them as Triple H came out to his entrance. And pretty much was cheered as Roman Reigns came out to the stage, did his punch thing as the screen changed, and there was pyros outside the building there when his entrance hit, as he was booed out of the building as people chanted, Roman sucks, Roman sucks. And every time Triple H did a move, people were with Triple H the whole time, really cheering for him. Even throughout the match, I heard Nakamura chants. I heard a couple Nakamura chants out there throughout the WrestleMania, throughout the main event of this show. And I think people just were not on Roman Reigns' side at all or anywhere. They would chant Nakamura. They was trying to chant Ole, 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 Ole to Sami Zayn. And pretty much Stephanie got speared then when she got inside of the ring, which here's another thing that doesn't make sense. They were talking about all weekend this match was supposed to be no disqualification, but then tonight it's a disqualification match. What sense did that make? Tell me, what sense did that make? After she got speared, pretty much Reigns hit a pedigree. Triple H hit a pedigree on Reigns, and as he went for the sledgehammer, pretty much he hit Triple H with 2 or 3 Superman punches. Hit the spear, and then he became the WWE Championship, which he was booed by mostly everybody in the building and gets to be on some morning show. So I don't know, and I guess there was a couple cheers, but he was booed out of the building. This show was allegedly supposed to be 7 freaking hours tonight, but these bookings was just, this is probably was a very bad book show. It really was. So I just look at this like, why in the end, and all these, just celebrating with the title and getting all this pyro and stuff. And to be honest, to me, the superior show was NXT Dallas. NXT Dallas was a superior show than WrestleMania tonight. It had its moments and it was pretty good, but it's just so many booking and booking and booking. You just have to shit all over it. Intercontinental title match was a good match, but Zack Ryder, who's done nothing in this much time, God knows why. AJ Styles and Chris Jericho, very surprising that AJ didn't go over. New Day versus League of Nations. Who wanted to see the League of Nations win to begin with, in all means? Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose. I'm with Brock, but what's next for Dean Ambrose? Taker versus Shane. I really kind of expected Taker to win regardless, but I guess people really thought Shane McMahon was going to win. But I knew Shane was going to be on his way out of this building anyways. He wasn't going to be there that long. He has other businesses to run. Andre the Giant Battle Royale. Baron Corbin. Why? People said Mark Henry should have won because it was his home state of Texas. Why Baron Corbin? I'll never know. But he's not really that good to begin with. Anything else to add on? But the main event was like, God knows why. This is one of those, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't matches. And this is what you get. And no one cared. The Rock was cool out there tonight. Austin and them showing up, it was great. The New Day entrance. The women's match was really good. I'll give it that. It was a really good match. Really great match. You know, that's pretty much everything you can really say about WrestleMania and what happened tonight. And it was just a bad book show. It just was. If I had to rate it, I'd probably give it a C- to a C. Almost a C- to a D in a way, because it's just these booking just didn't make sense. It had its moments, but Jesus Christ, why? Who came up with these decisions? Just why? I don't know. I just got no idea. Yeah. But we'll just have to find out sooner or later. But I just don't know what to expect if this is however this is gonna go. So if people think tonight they ought to change WrestleMania to Vince-a-mania, because that's what it was. These are mostly his booking decisions, and that's what I got to say about that. But I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Check out my live reactions to WrestleMania. I worked hard on them. So, yeah, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace. What?